with you. My name is Rebecca. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as EvilTwin2. You can find show notes on the blog, owlknitwithyou.blogspot.com. We have a group on Ravelry, owlknitwithyou, or you can email me, owlknitwithyou@gmail.com. Yep, I think that's all of them. Hi, you guys. How are my owls and my ewes? Yeah, it is August. It's deep into August, so we're like halfway into August. It's kind of ridiculous. I got a haircut, and I have dyed all of it blue instead of just having a little bit on top be different color. So that's kind of fun. I'm still rocking the side shave over here because you can't really, cut that to make it longer. We have the end of the sock cowl. We have new fronds. We've got all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to just jump right in, you guys. So, new fronds. Our new fronds are Prairie Poppins, who is Sarah from Canada. She's the one who I did the test knit cowl for. And there's more coming up on that in the next episode. But for now, that's what you should know. We also have Night Owl Knitter, who is Terry from Maryland. PJ McMullen, who is Patricia from New Hampshire. And those two are both from SSK. As well as A1 Darwin, who is Ashley from Maryland. And we also have Melissa Knits, who is Melissa from Kansas. So, welcome to all of our new fronds. If you have not done it yet, go to the Ravelry group and introduce yourself in the introduction thread. And if you've got a podcast, make sure to list that in the Hey, I'm a Podcaster thread, because I like going through there and checking out everyone's stuff. But when you post it in random places, sometimes I have a hard time keeping track of all that. And then if other people want to find it, they can check that out too. So, why is that over there? Okay. So, let's do Blather first. I gave myself a knitting-related injury because, if you've not heard of it, a repetitive stress injury is when you do the same thing over and over and over in such large amounts for such long amounts of time without getting up and stretching or doing something else that you can no longer, it starts to hurt your muscles. So I had a problem with my wrist and a problem with my elbow where I had to stop knitting for a week. And now I try to knit in shorter spans, so maybe an hour. It's really hard for me because I usually knit as I binge watch TV, and then I'll get off the couch 6 hours later, which is not the healthiest thing in the world. But while I was on vacation, the last week of July and the first little bit of August, I just could not. It hurt so bad to knit that I was like, I have to stop. And so here I am on vacation, and I barely brought any books. I mostly brought knitting, so I couldn't knit. I finished the pair of socks I was working on for my sister-in-law, and then I started working on, you'll see it, the Lucente for my mom, and I got to a certain point, and she was like, I don't like those colors, and I was like, good, I don't think I can knit anymore right now anyway, so, but I told her I was going to have it done by the end of the trip, and so then I couldn't because I didn't have the right yarn, and I didn't feel as bad, but yeah, knitting-related injury, and I didn't knit for a whole week, and that was really, really hard, and that's part of the reasons I haven't podcast, because it's hard to talk about yarn when you're trying really hard not to think about yarn. So that was really not that fun. Other than that, my vacation to the Ozarks was awesome. We go there almost every year, and a lot of our family will meet up there from my dad's side. And we just stay in these cute little cabins, and a lot of people fish. I'm not a fisherman. I'm a cabin person. So I'll help cook sometimes, or just, read books and be on vacation, which is really nice. So while I was on the trip, my mom had gotten a replacement Fitbit for her Fitbit, I think the Zip, and so she gave me the defective one, which I now have. So now I have a little pink, this is actually the Zip, this is a watch thing for it that I got from Amazon, but it looks like this. Normally you just wear it on your pocket, and my fingernails are blue from my hair dye, so they look really gross, I'm sorry. But this is my little Zip. If you want to be my friend on Fitbit, just look for EvilTwin2. Shocker, I know, right? But seriously, I'll add any of you guys. That'd be really fun. I like doing the challenges with people because I feel like it motivates me to walk more. But anyway, I got this little watch band for it from Amazon for about $10. This is the Tiffany blue colorway. But I find that the steps are pretty equal to how it was when I wore it on my pants. But since sometimes, I wear skirts or my pants pockets are full of things, this just seems to work better for me as a watch. And then also it does do time on it. So then there's my little time tracker. So, yep. Other blather that I have is, look at this knitting notebook I have now. So you've seen my little tiny disc-bound notebook that I got. This is Hawkeye, and he says, "Oh, coffee, no." And then I've got Adventure Time on the front. I've shown this to you guys before. I've redone it a couple times, but it's the disc-bound system by Staples. Well, it's their ARC system by Staples. So these little discs kind of work as your binding, like a 3-ring binder, but it's you can go back and find it. I've talked about it a lot, but now I have a regular size notebook version of it. This is just your standard notebook size. And I bought the kind of expensive hole punch with a bunch of coupons and discount codes. And so now I can punch, like, this is a pattern that we got at SSK. It was in our bag. And then this is also, like, from Eat, Sleep, Knit. And so instead of having these little flyers flying around, I can print them out and put them in here and then have my patterns all together. And I've also bought a couple of, I've been labeling stuff on the side because I'm very organized. I've also bought a couple of books through Ravelry, and one of them was the Harry Potter. What am I doing? The Harry Potter. Who published that? The unofficial Harry Potter knits book. So I've actually printed that out, and I have it in here now because I have a PDF of it, so I can do that. So this is for personal use. So then I've got the whole book in here as well as all these little patterns. And so, yeah, now I have this whole thing to take with me. And I found a wraps per inch. This is the same kind of one that I used for my business cards that I showed you guys right after SSK. But it's a wraps per inch printout guide, which is handy. And I've got a lot of Mojito Fude patterns in here. And then some free patterns that I've used. But it's handy because I can print out, even though I use the Knit Companion app, sometimes if it's just like an uncharted thing that's mostly just like, over the next 5 rounds, it's all just written instructions, and I feel like Knit Companion isn't as great for that as it is for charts. It's sometimes easier to have that all printed out. So that's what I've done. And then my tabs on the side are semi-organized because I made this page. Oh, yay. But it tells you, like, sweater, hats, mitts, and stuff like that. So anything on that, so, like, the top one is all sweaters. So anything that's on that height of tab, any of these right here, these are all sweaters. And then, does that make sense? Like, these are all cowls because they're up that high. So, like, my Paula Emmons Feasley one is in here because it was paper, and I got the printed version of it, so I wanted to make sure it stayed safe. So, and then, I've got my hats are all at this level tab. So that kind of helps me, like, look at something and see, like, okay, here's all my shawls, or I'm sorry, here's all my sweaters, here's all the socks down here. Like, it's just a really quick way to organize it. But, yep, that's a new ARC-bound notebook. This is what you do when you can't knit. You just look at your knitting stuff and you make it prettier, I guess. You gaze at things lovingly and just wish that your muscles didn't hurt so you could knit them because you're ridiculous. But, yeah, that's what I've been up to there. Other than that, I do have a little bit of exciting blather news. I was commissioned by someone who's in my church small group to knit her the Viajanche. Like, I like the Viajanche, but I would not wear the Viajanche. But she really wanted a poncho type thing, and then I had looked at some alterations you can do to the Viajanche to make, if you look at it, it's a little bit weird. It's got like a turtleneck thing going on. I've looked at some alterations to make it not quite like that. Sorry. So she bought several skeins of this yarn. It's the Knit Picks Gloss Lace. It's this lovely brown color. It might do gold beads with it. We'll see. And I'm going to be knitting a Viajanche for her out of this. So that's really cool and exciting that she would want me to do that. It's going to be thoroughly special. Sorry, I gotta grab something from over here. Oh, I totally reached that. So that is pretty exciting stuff. At the end of Blather, let's do some prize giveaways. So we had this sock knit along that's been going on for several months. And now it's time to announce the prize winners. So, first off, we have this handmade bag that comes with this beautiful yarn, as well as basically everything you need to make your socks. You've got your stitch markers and your needles, and you've even got a 9-inch circular. It's in there, it's kind of hard to see. All of this stuff. This beautiful bag, and this was all made by Kadini. It's kind of hard to say, but her name's, that's who donated it. Very, very sweetly made the bag and everything. Very sweet of you. And this is going to Christy Rose. So Christy Rose, send me a PM with your address and let me know that you've seen that you've won this, and I will get this out in the mail to you. Yay for you! The next prize that we have is this beautiful Knitting Rose yarn. It is 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. It's 100 grams, 437 yards, in the Ordinary Life colorway. It's a very beautiful kind of tonal green. And this goes to R.J. Hugs, Huggz. You have won this beautiful sock yarn. So send me a PM, and I will get this out to you in the mail. We've got 2 more prizes, and they are, you get a pattern of your choice from Jam 2 Knits Pattern Design Shop, and this is her name right here. If you win, contact her, and then she will help you pick out your pattern and get that to you. So the 2 winners of that are Bird Nerd Knitter and Big D. You have both won the Jam 2 Knit free pattern. So congratulations, all 4 of you. Again, Christy Rose, you won the sock kit bag. RJ Hugs, 2Gs onesie. You get the green yarn from Knitting Rose. And then Bird Nerd Knitter and Big D, you both win a pattern from Jam 2 Knits Pattern Shop. Congratulations all. And there were some completely beautiful socks in the thread. There were... Man, I'm so inspired by you guys. You guys did beautiful work. And I added a couple different sock patterns to my queue. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who participated. And double thank you to everyone who donated prizes. You have no idea how much it means to me to have people who want to donate prizes to stuff. Like, that's just kind of mind-blowingly cool. Our next upcoming event will be the big swap. It's our Halloween swap. I'm hopefully going to have the... questionnaire up pretty soon, so just keep your eyes on the Ravelry group, because I'll put a thread up about it in there hopefully in the next 7 days or so. I just need to finish up some stuff on the form, on the Google Forms, so that you guys can fill it out without having any issues. I'm double checking some stuff in there now, and then once that is set up, I will have it open and assign people, and we'll get going on that. So I'm excited about it. Now up for some bloggins. I finished up this beautiful purple yarn. I don't believe I've shown this to you guys. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything because I feel like I haven't really been home very much. I got 287 yards out of this. And this is another one for Maria Samria. She sent me a bunch of fiber to spin for her. I think it turned out really, really well. It's very squishy and nice. So it may have been awarded a prize in the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, but I'm not sure if that was just like any spinning stuff or if it was like specific pretty stuff. I don't know. So there it is. It's awesome. It was kind of a tonal purpley yarn, or purpley fiber, so now it's a purpley yarn. It's pretty exciting. This is what I've spun for her so far. There's not tons of stuff in this box, but you know, there's a couple things. I'm excited to add some more to it. Speaking of, while I was on vacation, I've had fun kind of taking her fiber with me everywhere I go. And so I'd spun some baby camel on my Turkish spindle. I didn't get very far because my wrist was really bothering me from my repetitive stress injury. Hooray! But you can see, I've not spun a whole lot on my Turkish spindle, but you can kind of see the top of it there. I'm getting a really good God's Eye design going. So, and then all my family members were like, "What are you doing?" And I got to explain it to them, and they had a lot of fun seeing hand spun being made. So, I've been keeping this in my Art Institute bag with a lot of the different fiber samples that I have to spin up. Because I thought those would be fun to do on a spindle. Some of them are very good for that. Next we have our woes and our woes. So that's not the bag they're in. Now I had mentioned to you that I've been working on my mom's Lucente, and it's going really, really well, except that she does not like the dark gray with it, which is something that I didn't really understand why she picked that color. I didn't think she would like it, but here is the front of it. The front of it is done, and it's this lovely gradient from pink to this like off-white color, and she wants me to continue it in the off-white and not switch to this dark gray for the back, which I do not disagree with because I think the dark gray looks a little goofy. It's very sudden change. So this is coming out and will be replaced with some cream color, but there it is so far. You can't really tell what's going on with it yet because you knit this from the top up around back and then you seam up the sides. Boom, t-shirt. It's kind of a mystery. So, all the yarn I'm using is Cannon hand dyes for this, except it will not continue to be because I will switch out something for a cream color. Just have to find a cream color that works. Hello. So this has kind of been set aside for now. But I don't feel bad about that because, you know, I have to buy more yarn for it. Oh, rats. So, I need to talk to my mom and get her set up so she can do that. So, we'll figure it out. We'll get there. I've also been working on some Coexist socks. Now, if you're not familiar with this pattern, it is, you've seen the Coexist thing for different religions. This is for different fandoms. And it is a free pattern, and it's incredible. So what you do is you start with the cuff, if you're doing it top down. And for the cuff, you have to pick between 4 different fandoms. And then for the leg, you pick from a fandom set. And then like each one, like you, as you're looking at the pattern, you can pick before you go into it or look at all the different charts and see which one you like best, which is more what I've done since I like 99% of the fandoms that are in there. However, I have a really hard time doing socks cuff down. I have to do them toe up. I don't know why. It's just so much easier for me. And I was doing it with this gradient yarn, and I was doing it 2 at a time. And so I really wanted to do them so they match really, really well. And so I rehashed some stuff to make them toe up. So here are my toe up gradient socks for the Coexist socks. And my toes are Supernatural, and my foot of my sock is Sherlock. My gussets, my top gussets are The Interview with the Vampire, and I'm just starting the Harry Potter legs of the socks. You really can't see very much since they're not very blocked out, so it's not very spoilery, but there's lots of things to do with cables and purling and stuff like that. This little fun pin poke-me-not type thing is something I got from a person at SSK. She took pins and added little stoppers on the end of them to make them into those little point protectors. So that's kind of fun. I wanted to make sure I had a gusset on the front for, because when I do toe-up socks, I always use an OMG heel, which is short row heels. So this one goes all the way around. So what I did is I actually looked up toe-up socks with a gusset so that I could do this. And so I hope they fit okay. I haven't actually tried them on. This is the back of the sock. But I think they'll be alright. But I love the way this yarn is knitting up, and I'm really excited about the cuffs ending in yellow. And I'm going to knit the leg for as long as I can to get the most out of my yarn. Instead of just knitting my anklet socks, which is about what I normally knit, I'm going to knit these as high as I can. So I'm excited about it. I think they look, color-wise, they're very pretty. So those are my woes and my woes. As far as my whips, I really don't have any, as far as my defeated foes, I really don't have any to show you. I knit a Hexie Puff, and I have misplaced it. I think I put it in a different box. Oh, no, wait. Here are my Hexie Puffs. I'd shown you my desert type yarn sock that I had bought from Arizona last summer. and my socks that were way too tiny. I knit a hexie puff out of them for a Quidditch match, which I hadn't shown you yet, but you had to frog something and knit something out of that yarn. And so this is what came of that. And this is a sample from SSK. It was in my bag. It's kind of a Superman colorway. So I knit this for a Charms class where I paired up with someone else to knit a hexie puff in red. So I also finished a pair of electric butterfly socks, similar to the ones with the teal toes that I had, except they were the same yarn all the way done. Now, I knit 2 pairs of socks out of that yarn, and I still have like a 1/6 of the ball left, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I mean, I'll probably knit some hexie puffs out of it, but like, it's like a significant amount of yarn, I feel like. So, I don't know, might be something else. But that's really all the defeated foes I have to show you, which is weird because I feel like I usually have something big to show you. I do have a little bit of Muststach. So when we visit the Ozarks, we go to Eureka Springs. And I found a yarn shop in Eureka Springs. And so I had to buy yarn there. No, I was going to buy some yarn. So I bought this 100% Tencel lace weight, 630 yards, 4 ounces of yarn. So it is like vibrantly white. You can tell it's like sucking all the light out of the room. It's very, very soft because it's Tencel. I've never knit with Tencel, so we'll see if I even like it at all. But what I want to do, and I've mentioned this like 100 times, I want to knit something out of this white stuff and then dye it at my fiber groups dye day, and then once it's knit, so it's got a gradient going on. We'll see if I actually do that or not. We also had someone who was doing a de-stash in our group, and she posted about it, and so I snagged this out of the de-stash. This is Wild Hair Fiber Studio, and this is the Grateful Dyed colorway. It is Falkland wool. I think it's just Falkland wool. And at first I thought these were all like separate little bobs, but if you look really close you can see it's all one big long strip. So I haven't quite decided how I want to spin this up yet, and I actually have a ridiculous idea. I think I want to split the strip in half and then spin. Okay, follow me for a second. So I will have 2 ounces of this because I will have split it in half, and I want to spin 2 ounces of white wool and ply it together so it's a really, really bright rainbow, and then maybe like 2 ounces of black so that I've got one bright rainbow and then one dark rainbow. Does that make sense? Or should I just split this in half and then do my best to ply it together so it matches, or should I do a Navajo ply? I was trying to find interesting ways to spin up rainbow dyes, but I'm not exactly sure. So if you've seen a really cool idea for a rainbow dyed fiber, let me know, because I really want to do something spectacular with this. Like, I don't want to do just a rainbow. Like, I want it to be like a rainbow plus. Does that make sense at all? I want to take all of its rainbow power and make it more powerful, make it last longer somehow. So I could also do the 2 strips of rainbow and then have it as one long yarn. So it's like 2 repeated rainbows, one with white and one with black. But it almost makes sense that... Anyway, I'm rambling. Super hardcore rambling. Send me some ideas about this. I am excited about it, but I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this. But I am not spinning my own stash anymore until I get Maria's stuff done, because then it's like a reward for not procrastinating everything else. I really wanted to work more on my tropical plane pulling on vacation, but knitting injuries, alas. But Eat Sleep Knit does have a badge that you can get for knitting something that's taking you longer than 9 months, and it is the only whip that I have that's not a blanket whip, and I can't do blanket whips because it's not 90% their yarn, or 50% the yarn, or whatever the ratio has to be. my tropical plain pooling is 100% eat, sleep, knit, yarn. And it's about to, I think it's about at 9 months right now. So I could finish it during this August break month, and then it would count for the badge, and I would have it done. You know me, I need a little bit of motivation sometimes, but it's still super massive and beautiful. Look at this thing. It's just so pretty. It should be finished so I can wear it around and look like the queen of something. It looks like a cape to me. Anyway, you've seen it before. We need to see it finished, right? But I need to finish my Coexist socks first. I'm actually doing that for the Nerd Girl Knits, their knit along. I think I mentioned that in the last podcast. And then I'll work on everything. I have a lot of things to work on. My poor wrist says no. It's like, nope, don't do it. I have a little bit of House Cup news. We did not win. We didn't win Quidditch, and we didn't win the House Cup this year, but we won both last time. And by year, I mean the last 3 months, not like the full year, 2015. We won last term. We did not win this term. But if we had won this term, then Hufflepuff could not have won, and Hufflepuff totally deserved it because they kicked everyone's butt. So, I'm super proud of Hufflepuff. They did a kick butt job, and maybe Gryffindor will come back next time and rock it. So, it's a little hard not to win. But I also didn't do an owl, which is advanced studies. I didn't do a broom, which is advanced studies. So even though I got a total of 564 points for the whole term without advanced studies and just Quidditch, I did not have the momentum to give it my very best. And I know that. And I think other people in Gryffindor felt that way too after our really, really strong push last term to get those cups. So it's okay. It turned out alright. I was going to put how many classes I had done and how much yardage I had knit just for the House Cup, but I do not have that statistic with me. I know I did at least 4 classes every month, and I did every round of Quidditch. But that's really all I know for that. So, I don't have much else to tell you. I'm just kind of frustrated by my lack of binge knitting. But I'm not going to binge knit. I'm not going to do it. It's not good for me. It's not good for anybody. I will hopefully be showing off some cool exercises that I've learned sometime soon so that you guys can also not have repetitive stress injuries because they are zero fun. But until then, that is really all I have for today. So if you've won a prize, don't forget to send me a PM ASAP. If you won a free pattern, you need to send it to Jam, JAMN, 2, the number 2, knit. But she also already has your name, so don't be too scared of her. But until next time, whether you're sitting out a month because you've overdone it and you've got a repetitive stress injury, which is ridiculous, or if you're knitting hardcore and August is your month to shine, I'll try to knit with you. Bye, guys.